Welcome to this episode of Look Around Lubbock, brought to you by Fox 34. Hi, I'm Kurt Kaiser, and I'll be your Look Around Lubbock host over the next several months as we explore the nonprofit community in Lubbock. We will highlight services for physical and mental health and educational activities for children and families made possible by nonprofit organizations and their volunteers. Lubbock is proud of its tradition of discovering community needs and finding the solution to meet those needs. Whether your need is food, shelter, clothing, medical services, educational training, mentoring, or simply fun activities for your family, you will learn about the organizations that can lend a helping hand. These nonprofit organizations depend on monetary contributions and volunteers like you to provide these services. The largest windmill museum in the world is located in Lubbock. When you visit, you will see over 200 windmills on display.
The windmills are just beautiful to look at, much less learn about. There's, just all the different details. Everyone was trying to come up with the best, most efficient windmill. And if you start comparing, you start to see, oh, this one changed this part to try to be better than the last windmill.
The Windmill Museum originated in 1993 and was birthed by Billy Wolf, a home economics professor at the time at Texas Tech.
She would go out and take pictures of old farmhouses for her classes. And she started noticing that the windmill that went with the farmhouse was not being taken care of, sometimes falling completely down. And she set out to make it her mission to save the windmill.
The Windmill Museum shows not only a history of windmills, but a history of Lubbock.
When the Lubbock area was developed, steam engines came developing this area, and they had to have water. And where they got that water was from the windmill. So with the model train layout, we are depicting what was going on in the early time of Lubbock here.
Oh, those model trains. To say I was blown away when I saw this is an understatement. When the Windmill Museum expanded to an additional building 6 years ago, it featured an amazing model train display.
There's 15 G-scale trains that can run at one time over there, all computer driven. We depicted the Lubbock area. There's downtown Lubbock, 1940 to 1950, with the brick streets, Hotel Lubbock, all the things that you'll recognize downtown Lubbock was in 1940 to 1950. Then it goes to a train yard with the original Santa Fe Railroad depot. Slayton Harvey House is also depicted. We have the Cone elevator, and then it goes off onto the canyon.
The trains were added to bring in more kids and families to the museum. It has done that along with the miniature house display.
The miniature houses were donated by Alta Reeds. She was a member of the Miniatures Club, and this was her hobby for the last 40 years. And she had all of these miniatures in her home. When she heard we were doing the train layout, she said, I have some things that I think would fit perfectly with the layout. So we went and looked, and we picked out the ones we thought would kind of go with what we were doing. And she said, oh, I want you to take the whole collection.
The whole collection is breathtaking, a total of 80 miniature houses under glass with amazing details.
I still find things in them that I swear she came and put in last week.
Lubbock is home to the museum, but many locals haven't visited except for special events.
They come for Lubbock Uncorked, they come for, the big things, but they haven't been just to see the museum. They think, oh, it's just a windmill museum. How interesting could that be? Well, there is a lot to be seen. But we get visitors from all over the world. You would not believe the visitors we have. Just last week, we had people from London, from Germany, from the Netherlands. We have visitors from all over.
The best kept secret in Lubbock is ready to shed that label. Check it out. You won't be disappointed. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 till 5, located at 1701 Canyon Lake Drive near McKenzie Park. Find a new skyline at the American Windmill Museum. For more than 100 years, Big Brothers Big Sisters has been serving the nation, making it the oldest and largest youth mentoring organization in the United States.
This started back in New York. There were some judges who were seeing a lot of boys that were coming into the judicial system and just needed some help because they were getting into a little bit of trouble. So they got with a group of women that would help mentor them and some men that would help mentor them, and it kind of just grew from there, just helping kids who were on the wrong path and just providing some guidance and just giving them some helpful suggestions for life. We do have those kids who need some help with homework. You know, math is a little bit hard nowadays, and so we see those kids who just have some academic struggles that could use somebody who is just helping them with homework and just checking on those grades and making sure that they're doing well in school. Just how are you performing overall as a student? Of course, there's some other challenges that kids face, and that can just be just social issues that they're having. Maybe they're experiencing bullying at school, or they're just experiencing some challenges at home that they just need some additional help with, and an adult that can help them navigate that as they're experiencing it and not create big challenges for them down the line and into their future.
To get into the program, kids are often referred by a counselor or pediatrician, or even word of mouth.
A lot of our parents tell other parents about our program, and that's how we get a lot of cousins in our program, a lot of half-siblings in our program, and a lot of times also we get referrals from other agencies that are serving the families in different ways, and they just are trying to serve the family as a whole, so they'll say, hey, here's a program maybe for your child.
Big Brothers Big Sisters are always looking for mentors, better known as Bigs. They often have a shortage of men getting into the program.
We don't need them to have any special skill. We will help you along the way. We will give you the training. We just need you to have the time and the commitment to make to a child and to help change their lives.
To enroll in the program, you can either go online or call the Big Brothers Big Sisters office. They will set up an interview.
We just want to know more about them and what would make them a great big brother or big sister for one of our kids. We want to find out what their hobbies are and what they're interested in, because we want to make the best match possible.
All they ask of the Bigs is a 1-year commitment and to meet with their little at least 1 hour every week.
With the permission of the parent, they can go grab some ice cream, go throw the ball at the park, work on homework. They could even come to our office and spend time playing video games, just whatever that might look like for them. And each child in our program has an assessment, a full assessment done. And so we're able to find out what the needs are for that child. Like we spoke about, is that an academic need? Is that a social need? Is that a mental health need? What kind of need does this child have, so that the big brother or big sister can be well trained and can help them along the way, so they're never alone. What I'm so proud of is that our doors are open for anybody who might need a mentor in their life, any child. I'm really proud to say that all our services are free, thanks to donations, thanks to our partners, thanks to just people out in the community who support this organization and this program, because it allows us to help all children. And so it doesn't matter if you're making a great salary or you might just be experiencing some hardship. If your child needs some help, we are here to help that child.
Boys or girls between 6 to 15 can enroll in the program and can stay in until they turn 18 or graduate from high school.
It's about changing lives and about inspiring that potential in both the big and the little. There's so much out there, but you are worth it and you can go out and just conquer it all.
It's a school that makes a difference with their students and in the community. Sharp Academy serves students with dyslexia, ADHD, GT, and other language processing disorders.
We are one of the only private schools, private Christian schools in the community that specifically provide a college prep education for students with dyslexia. And there are only 200 of these schools in the whole United States, and we are one of 20 of those schools that actually goes all the way through high school with a college prep program.
This school, Sharp Academy, partners with Wayland Baptist University, so where juniors and seniors can go to college as a regular college student at Wayland. And I heard about it at my old school, and I immediately was like, yes, I want this.
You've got to believe, it's the first step of college prep, that you are college material, that it's available for everyone. We do that by providing positive character models, introducing them to leadership skills, good communication, good organization, being able to be self-accountable and keep a calendar. All the things that I just named are the #1 reasons that kids are failing or dropping out of college.
Sharp Academy started in 2009 and was named after former Texas Tech Lady Raider head coach Marcia Sharp.
What an honor. I mean, think about that, to be able to have it named after you from a bunch of kids that really understand adversity and want to do things in a really special way. An honor, one of the biggest honors I've ever had, and I've said that in a lot of different settings, you know. I mean, it's one thing to put trophies in a gym or, you know, to be able to be honored in that way, but when you're around a group that's changing lives that way, how can there be anything that's more important or anything better than that?
Our students here are just honored that she's a part of it, and she is their best cheerleader and mentor and guide overall in being a part of Lubbock, and she really inspires them to do their best.
It's a blessing, and so at my other school I went to, it was very hard to focus, and it was also a very huge class, but once I came to Sharp Academy, it's a smaller class and it's easier to learn.
The self-esteem and self-confidence, I think, are really affected in the classroom because a dyslexic student looks, talks, and acts the same as any other student, but kids know that they learn differently. We offer a small student-to-teacher ratio. There's 6 students per teacher in the classroom.
Instead of having to teach a class of 20 to 25 kids, they can narrow in on each boy and see what their strengths and weaknesses are.
One of the many ways Sharp Academy is making a difference in the community is through the Diagnostic Center.
We are the only private diagnostic testing center to identify disabilities in the West Texas area. It is private pay, but we do have scholarships available for those parents that need help. And we can turn around and get those reports in their hands in about 2 to 3 weeks.
Lindsay Howell, the mother of twin sons, is also the president of the Parent Association. Her family moved to Mississippi, but moved back so their boys could go back to Sharp Academy.
By the end of the first semester, we did make the decision to go ahead and come home to Lubbock and to Sharp Academy. That way I had the comfort of my boys being where I knew they were going to get a great education, but also be safe.
They understood all my learning differences and didn't judge me. That's what I like about the school. It's here for learning differences and doesn't judge you for who you are.
Team Luke Hope for Minds began in 2018, a nonprofit that supports children and their families after brain injury. Tim and Jenny Siegel's son Luke suffered head and chest trauma from a golf cart accident in 2015, resulting in a brain injury. I spoke with Tim in a symbolic location.
This room where we're sitting right now is where I spent a lot of time with Luke. From that bed behind us to that chair, that was our safe place, that was our heaven. There's so many different ways that we can help a family and so many different ways that the community, the public, can help us. Because Team Luke Hope for Minds is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. Because we help families with children who've had a brain injury from golf cart, ATV accidents, car accidents, accidents at home, non-fatal drownings. The list goes on and on. We provide services, everything from financial support, free counseling, support groups online for siblings, advocacy programs, and probably our most important couple of days of the year is we fly families from all over the country. We take care of their expenses and their hotels and airfare to come to Austin for our pediatric brain injury conference. I was at the conference as a father and the executive director. Unfortunately, now I'm just the executive director, but I can give my experience when I was with Luke. When Luke had his accident, which was July 28th, 2015, it was affecting Luke's friends, teachers, of course, our family, extended family. There was a lot. But I don't know if I've ever gone anywhere in Lubbock where someone hasn't come up to me and saying, hey, I want you to know, I pray for your son, I pray for your family. Luke has inspired me, Luke has made an impact on my child. So the Lubbock community has just been amazing. When I get in front of a school and I'm talking about the inspirations from Luke, find your passion, don't ever quit, lean on friends, family, make good choices, be careful, have faith, find forgiveness, and let a loved one's legacy live through you. But that have faith, when I'm mentioning that to whoever I'm speaking to, it's a reminder for me to do the same.
Support groups are an important part of what Team Luke Hope for Minds provides. Support for siblings is often forgotten, yet so important.
Nobody ever asked Kate, Ellie, or Alex how they were doing. How's Luke? How's Luke? How's Luke? So now we have this support group online that is so important. March is Brain Injury Awareness Month, and so we do a lot of things in Lubbock. Restaurants give back that month. We do different events. March 3rd is Team Luke Hope for Minds Day. We encourage everyone to wear a Team Luke shirt or a Team Luke Hope for Minds bracelet, or the color green, because green is the color of brain injury awareness. It's a very special month, and certainly 3/3 is the day.
This website can help you decide how you can get involved. Tim wrote a book in 2019 called It's in God's Hands. A new book will soon be released, Fight Like Luke, Transforming Grief into Love, Strength, and Faith.
Fight like Luke is a saying, but it is what I believe. And I hope that others, when they're having a tough day and they think about Luke, or they want to go on Instagram or Twitter, and to remind themselves, hey, keep going, because Luke was the greatest fighter in the world. If it weren't for Luke's injury, we wouldn't have Team Luke Hope for Minds. And without Team Luke Hope for Minds, we're not helping families all over the country.
$30,000 in Texas, over 300 in the Lubbock area. That's the kids who are currently in foster care. Buckner Children and Family Services is working to change that by finding them homes.
Our children are coming from hard places and hard times, and they bring that with them, and they just need some support and some extra, and someone to be there to walk with them and say, while you're here, we're going to support you and do what we can and care for you, and you're safe in this home. Children are coming into care with a number of different things and for a number of different reasons. It may be housing instability, abuse, neglect, or many of the other things.
The number one goal is to place children back with their biological family. If that's not possible, they seek other family members.
Kinship could be an aunt or an uncle or a grandparent, someone who they have a prior relationship with. And if unfortunately that's not able to happen, then that's when we turn to our community, and that's when we turn to our community foster homes, and we ask that they kind of step up and meet the need that we're seeing in Texas in our very own community. Our program is looking for families who have the passion, and we're not asking you to have all the right tools and know all the things about foster care or know all the policies and procedures or what the process even looks like. We're here to walk you through that, and we're here to support you through that. And so all you really need to do is say, hey, I want to help. And then of course we have where they say, you know what, I'm gonna go in this and I'm only gonna foster because I only wanna fill this gap for the in-between. And then that child's placed in there, and then just the love and seeing that child grow and seeing that, you know, their personality and that bond that strengthens with them, and then over time. And then of course, if unfortunately, you know, it does lead that they need a forever family, there's no hesitation with it.
Buckner not only works with foster kids, but also works with families through the Pathways program.
We're a residential program that works with single-parent families, and we provide affordable, stable housing for them while they're going to school to get a higher education. So, associate's degree, bachelor's degree, vocational training. In 2021, we helped 18 families total, and we got to see the benefits of the support and stability that that provides, and just how that opens them up to be able to address past issues so that they can move forward and be successful. The goal is, the longer they're here, the less they need us, and you know, they're really working towards being self-sufficient.
Education is key to the Pathways program, education that includes more than academic learning.
A lot of the women we work with are coming from abusive relationships or have suffered some kind of abuse in their history. And so there really is a big focus too on processing through those things, because we believe that you're not going to truly be able to move forward and be successful if you're not dealing with everything that's been happening.
To learn more about the programs of Buckner Children and Family Services, check out their website, buckner.org/Lubbock.
There's a link at the top that says what we do, and it lists all of our programs. It'll talk about Buckner Family Pathways just kind of generally, but there's also a link that you can click that will submit an online inquiry.
If you don't feel the need or the call to become a foster parent, you can definitely support one. Maybe it's by bringing a meal over and providing dinner for them one day. Maybe it's by getting set up as a babysitter or able to be a caregiver to help our foster parents like have those date nights and have those kind of nights out to get a really good break. And so those are great ways to kind of get involved.
Thank you for watching this episode of Look Around Lubbock. I hope you've enjoyed learning about new services and opportunities that are made available due to the generous work of nonprofit organizations and their volunteers. Vibrant communities offer services that improve the health and culture of the city and shape the character and the future of its citizens. Join me, Kurt Kaiser, each Saturday and Sunday as we continue to feature nonprofit organizations on Look Around Lubbock. Watch right here on Fox 34 News Now as we explore all that nonprofit organizations in Lubbock have to offer.